So here we are with index law 2, and index law 2 is kind of the reverse of index law 1. Index law 1 said that a to the m times a to the n equals a to the m plus n. Now this time we're not dealing with multiply, we're going to deal with divide. And we're going to say that a to the m divided by a to the n equals a to the m minus n. So you can see divide is the opposite of multiply, and subtract is the opposite of plus. So index law and index law 1 and index law 2 are kind of the opposites of each other. So here's index law 2. Let's do a few examples. A very, very simple one to start off here, x to the 8 divided by x to the 3. Now the bases are the same, so that's going to work. If the bases were different, if that was x and that was y, it wouldn't work. But because the bases are the same, we're okay. So a to the m, a to the n, x to the 8, x to the 3 equals whatever the base is to the power of the top number minus the bottom number. That's the second index law in action. In this second example, not only do we have things raised to the power, but we've also got some integers here, some numbers here. 8k to the 9 divided by 2k to the 3. You can treat the numbers as you would normally. So if you saw the question 8 divided by 2, I am sure that most of us could say, okay, 8 divided by 2 is 4. And that's exactly what we can do here. 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. Or we can write 4 over 1, whatever. Now, the K9, K3, oops, don't need that line. We just use our index law for K9, K3. So, k to the 9 divided by k to the 3 is equal to k to the 9 minus 3 is equal to 4k to the 6. Slightly more complicated. Let's look at the toughest example. So here's our example. We've got numbers, we've got x's, and we've got y's. So we've got to deal with all three of those. First thing I always do is deal with the numbers. So 15 divided by 6. Now that's going to give me a weird decimal answer, but I want to keep everything in nice, neat fractions. So instead of dividing it just on a calculator, I'm going to simplify it. Now these both have a common factor of 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I've simplified the fraction 15 over 6 and made it 5 over 2. Now we can deal with these. X over 5 divided by x over 2, that's going to be x 5 minus 2, 5 minus 2, and y to the 4 over y, that's going to be y to the 4, and remember that y by itself has a little 1 here, so 4 minus 1. Finishing this off, 5x to the 3, y to the 3, all over 2. Alright, that's our second index law in action.